So today I'm going to do a little profile on this 20-gallon, like a little profile / update video. It's a 20-gallon long with like, I don't know, it's pretty small light on it, so I've been kind of making it work. But this is one of my favorite tanks because I feel like I did a good job scaping it and planning it. I mean, it's kind of just like, all my tanks are just like a culmination of different like plant clippings and whatnot. But I showed you in a couple videos ago the DIY root tabs. I put some root tabs in this tank, and it's been almost a week now, probably like 5 or 6 days. And so I'll kind of show you the progress of the plants in here. But we'll start out with the stocking. The stocking is these white cloud minnows, I think they are. Right here, we got 1, 2, and then I think there might be a third one in there. Yep. So we got 3 white clouds, and then I decided I want to do a live bear, but I did guppies in the 60 gallon, so I tried out Endlers because they're cheaper and had kind of fun color on them. So I got a bunch of little babies in here swimming around. And then I've got some neons. There's 3 in here. There's 4 at one time, but I did a water change, and when I changed the water, I didn't warm up the water before the water I was putting back in the tank, I didn't warm it up, so I put in really cold hose water from outside, and it kind of killed them. I killed one of them on accident, so that was a learning lesson for me. And then other than that, we have cherry shrimp in here, and the cherry shrimp are really fun because I got, oops, my bad. We got 10 of them, or I got 10 of them off this guy on Craigslist. I got 10 for $10, something like that. And so it was great because, you know, they're $5 a piece in the store. It was a good opportunity for me to try them out. And so they've reproduced in here, and I've moved around to many other tanks. I got the ones in the axolotl tank came from here. So I've got probably 20 to 30 cherry shrimp buzzing around in here under the wood. They really help with the algae. There's no algae eaters near, so they've kind of done a good job at that. And currently this tank is kind of, I rescaped it because it was full of hornwort and duckweed, and that was good, but it also wasn't good because there was no biodiversity, and then when the algae got in the hornwort, it just clumped into a nasty mold. So this is a little more aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, I just enjoy it more. And so I decided to switch it up, and I decided to plant it with some nicer plants rather than just duckweed and hornwort. So the first one should look familiar. It's this rotali. Clipped it from the 60 gallon and put it in here, and it seems to be doing great. It's all this new stuff, the colorful stuff, is new growth in the last 2 or 3 days, and so that looks pretty amazing. And I think those root tabs are helping because those are some root feeders. And as well, there's this stem plant. I don't know exactly what it is, but something probably sword or sword family. And that is the one of the plants in my 75% off runners. And that's what these two, this guy right here and that guy right there, are both clippings from that plant. And then we've got this jungle val down here, or it's like mini val. I don't know if it's actual jungle val because it's not growing very fast, but sometimes a val that seems to be doing okay. And in the very back, the only plant that's not doing great are these crypt. It's a certain type of crypt, I think, and they seem to be kind of wilting away. So the plants are doing somewhat good. The algae, you kind of need to cycle through the algae right now. So once the plants start outcompeting the algae, it'll be, like the plants will start to grow better. But I think they're in a phase right now where they're trying to establish themselves as the main plants in the tank versus the algae. And so the wood in here, one of the pieces of wood, this is, someone gave me a tank and that was in it. And so that, I don't really know where that came from, but these 2 pieces right here and back there, they both came from the beach. And it took probably 2 or 3 months. I just picked them up driftwood off the beach, and it took probably 2 or 3 months to submerge them, but they seem to be doing pretty well. They held their wood-like qualities. I don't know, they didn't start deteriorating, so that's good. I'm happy with those. And then this is some spider wood with Anubias in there. The Anubias is fun because I can kind of pick up that whole piece of spiderwood and transport it from tank to tank. So that was like in my 55 and my 75, and so I like that one. Rocks were in there at one point to hold the wood down, but now they're just decorative. I've got probably an inch or two of, like, not totally sand, but not totally gravel. It's like malt or something. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's like a little in between, which has been pretty successful in this tank. And I would say we're getting some good reds on these leaves from those root tabs, and these guys up here seem to be thriving pretty well with those new root tabs, so they've been working great. As you can see right here, a couple of them didn't necessarily get all the way down into the substrate, and so they pop back up, but they'll just kind of evaporate, or not evaporate, but dissolve into the water column throughout the next couple months. And then the last one that's benefiting pretty well is this valve back here. The leaves have gotten greener. The new ones in the middle are pretty green, along with this guy. They're both very green. And so yeah, it's been a pretty successful tank, and the fish seem to be happy with the amount of swimming space they have. And I got the food I feed is bug bites. Seems to be pretty good for all types of fish. Here, I'll do a little feeding for you guys. Okay, so what I usually do is I just take a little pinch and toss it in. They seem to enjoy it pretty good. Light reflection's pretty bad, but I don't feed this tank too much because the algae is pretty self-sufficient. Like, there was points where I went like days and weeks without, not weeks, but like a full week without feeding this tank, because most of these fish are pretty small and they can eat algae when they need to, and the shrimp eat algae anyway, so it's a pretty self-sustaining tank. Like, I haven't done a water change on this in probably, it's been a couple weeks, but before that it had been a month or two, maybe 3 months, just because the water evaporates and I put more in. And then other than that, I just try to get the plants to take care of it. So if you are okay with dealing with a little bit of algae, then I think there's definitely ways to get around doing water changes if you have a significant plant load in your tanks. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and yeah, if you have any questions on this tank right here, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I will see you soon with another video.